This is IQMZ Tech, Episode 10, recorded Sunday, the 21st of October, 2018. Hello and welcome to IQMZ Tech, the show where we talk about some of the biggest tech news stories with people who are passionate about all things electronic.
And I'm your boy, JJ Stone, a.k.a. Dr. Captain Passionate.
I'm Amos. I'm Anthony Lemos, a.k.a. Amos, a.k.a. Dameless Amos. Once again, my wife is on a totally different trip. This time it's for business, but now I get to play with all the electronics in the house, and she can't complain when the lights are flipping on and off without her knowledge. So it works.
You're a grown man, and you can do whatever you want to do when your wife's away.
Hell yeah. That's exactly how this works. I'm so glad you figured it out.
Totally understandable.
Hey, Facebook is being sued by a group of plaintiffs alleging fraud pertaining to the view count of videos played on Facebook's site and various apps. While the case is 2 years old, new evidence apparently shows that instead of inflating the view counts by 60 to 80%, Facebook may have inflated them by as much as 150 to 900%.
So I fully understand the general rule of thumb about this. There's people that I follow on Instagram, right? And they might have, it's popular people, they might have 500,000 views. Mm-hmm. I go look at their Facebook page with half the subscribers and they've got like 3 million views, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times the amount of views in a day. And I'm like, man, Facebook is killing it with these views. And that's not scientific or anything. It's just something that always baffled my mind when I looked at it. Like, Facebook is cranking out the views. Now, they've got all the stuff they do with the auto plays and things like that. I just don't like anything that they do about video. Unlike YouTube, they don't even give you a chance to monetize your own content. And the things that they stop you from posting, it just seems like if you have enough followers, they let you post whatever you want. Right. If you're under a certain number, they copyright you and pull it down. But if it's big enough, you see the same content from somebody else. Full movies being posted on Facebook all the time. So this does not shock me at all. Does it shock you?
Their address is one hacker away. Of course, they're going to lie about their video numbers. And even if it's not a direct lie, the way that their algorithm skewed in the numbers in such a way that there's no way you're going to get an accurate representation. And I don't know what kind of metrics they have behind it. I know that my channel or my feeds and stuff like that don't have any at all. So at least YouTube, you can see where people watch, where they don't watch, when they stop watching, all that kind of stuff. Because YouTube does video. Facebook does. What does Facebook do anymore? Like, what are they doing that's benefiting anyone right now? I don't understand.
I know you're so anti-Facebook. I mean, I don't trust Facebook either. The thing I get is that they do that role play. So even when you scroll by, it just starts playing. So I guess they count that as a play. Yeah, if it's on your screen more than 3 seconds, they counted it. Whether or not the audio is playing, no matter what. So come on. This doesn't surprise me. I wish I got in on this lawsuit, though. I could get some of that change.
It'd be like It'd be like YouTube counting it as a view every time it showed up on the sidebar when you were watching a video. That's what I equate this to. And that affects people who spend money on ads to get their stuff out there, and they're thinking that they're getting all these views, and they're not. Oh my goodness me, oh my. Shame, Facebook. I mean, allegedly. Yeah. And then allegedly. We'll see how that goes, because they've been faking the numbers. And speaking of fakes on Facebook product manager Antonia Woodford published a blog post entitled "The Hunt for False News." As the first in a series of planned blog posts, it tells the story of 3 false stories in Facebook's efforts to remove such garbage from circulating through their service. Important to note that 2 of them were found, and one of the stories cased in this was actually not found by Facebook's algorithm or their monitors or anybody else. It came out, they found out it's fake by other means.
So once again, We were talking last week about congressional hearings and asking Facebook to check on things, and it is literally the police policing themselves. Officer Johnson did shoot Leroy, but we investigated ourselves, and we're finding there's no issues here.
So you're saying Facebook's the white guys of the internet?
If you want to put it that way, I'm not going to dispute your analysis of my findings, but it's just at this point, see, with the whole Alex Jones thing and taking him off the internet and stuff like that, like, I know that false information is bad and it corrupts mindsets, but at the same time, who is to really judge what level of communication someone could say in there? You know, like, I can run around and tell a girl I'm 10 inches and until one finds out personally, how much am I liable for lying to somebody? Like, how much did it really hurt? I mean, I got a couple of dates out of the deal and then they got upset and they left. But it's like, who's really making the decisions and who can you trust to make those decisions? I certainly don't trust Facebook out of their corruption and their lies and their uses that they do to help protect the intellect and intelligence of the internet and Facebook itself. So it's very hard to just go along with anything they talk about being transparent, trying to stamp down misinformation, because even the things they do seem like a publicity ploy. It doesn't seem or feel genuine. Real.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if you want to reduce the fake news on the internet, just take Facebook down or just stop going there. Because, like,
I need Facebook to tell me about the 14 people out of the 700 people that I follow. Okay.
Yeah.
How else am I going to keep up with those people? How's that about misinformation?
How's that Facebook dating app working for you? Or was that fake news too?
Oh my God. My aunt came to me and she's like, you know, my uncle has Facebook and he's got all these new friends. He's not seeing any of his new friends. She's like, oh, my friend wrote this post on their page about if you right click and hold down the mouse and double tip this, it'll show you the new news feed. I'm like, well, you could just click all news feed and it'll show you all the latest. She's like, yeah, but it turns out. I was like, yeah, that's how it works. You have to go back every time and do that. Every time you reload Facebook, you have to go in. No. He told me on the thing. And I go look at it. It's this chain letter with all these instructions, and I'm pretty sure it ended up giving somebody $5 by the time you're done with it. But I'm just like, this does not work. And she's just telling me that it works, and it's on his Facebook page. So I printed it out, and I literally asked her to read it out loud. I'm like, can you read it out loud? Read this out loud. She's like, after you read it out loud, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Facebook doesn't want you to talk to all of your friends. They want you to talk to the friends they allow you to talk to, the ones they think are valuable to you. So can't trust Facebook. I hate just bashing on them because I need Facebook in my life. I like Facebook.
If you're checking the news, literally go anywhere else. Like, go to The Onion. The Onion is more valuable in their reporting expertise than any of the crap you're going to find on Facebook.
I don't care what you say, punk. I need my mentality, okay? I need to see the same post 47 times in an hour to understand that I care about this, okay? Because if I don't see 37 people posting about Oprah Winfrey falling off a table, then I don't care about it, okay? Mob mentality, mob rules. Don't talk about Facebook like that unless we stabbing it together, because we can kill Facebook. That's good. We can get it done. Anywho,
now entering the Twitterverse, we have a story of the Washington Post, Jamal Khashoggi's death this week at the Saudi, or actually this was several weeks ago, at the Saudi consulate in Turkey. While there were continued political implications outside the scope of this show, there is an interesting tech angle. The New York Times reports that Khashoggi was the target of a troll farm aimed at silencing dissidents, apparently at the order of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and with the possible assistance of a Twitter employee.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is going on when is there any company out there that's genuine, that's actually just providing a service and being happy that people are using it at all? They got to have people inside hacking stuff? Come on.
Okay, so this is we're probably going to talk about this another time too. But this is one of those things, one, where remember that employee left Twitter and just deleted somebody's account on their way out? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's hundreds, if not thousands of people working that have access to different levels of things. And if you get one disgruntled person, or if you pay off one disgruntled person, then no, you're never going to have it. Jameis Winston in Florida State got caught stealing crab legs from the grocery store. Now, let me tell anybody listening, this isn't a tech thing, but he's never stolen anything from a store. He's got a roommate that works at the store. He goes in, he gives him crab legs, and he charges him like $1.99. He walks out with them. It's the old college dorm, you got a job, hook me up type of situation. This could literally be that. You're like, I know you work over there at Twitter. How about I throw you some ducats and you help me assassinate somebody real quick? I mean, I know it's wrong. I know it's immoral. I know it's corrupt, but there's always one person at every job that is just a criminal and wants to get paid. Every job has one.
This just seems like one more good looking dude with money getting his way. That's all. The whole thing just seems like that. Like, Twitter has typically been the one of the places on the internet that you can say whatever you want, and they're not going to, unless somebody can flag it and say that it's directly hateful and discriminatory or threatens somebody else. They'll pretty much let it fly. Like some of the biggest threads on Twitter are the just straight porn that you can find out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you forget about that?
See, I don't know. Okay.
But there's got to be a line.
There's no porn on Facebook. There's no porn on Instagram. I like that Twitter has porn on it. Not the fact that I don't enjoy it, but I do. But I just like the fact that if you want to put something naked up there, go ahead and do it. You're an adult. I like the fact that Tumblr does that. I like non-censorship because I feel like in America we overly sensitive to things that we shouldn't be compared to the rest of the world. So right. Viva la Facebook. I don't like the assassination attempts and coups that could have come upon us because someone's working at Twitter. But everybody works there somewhere. Yeah. I know stuff right now about the president of the United States that I should not know, and I'm not allowed to say it, but I know it. Okay? I know it. I'm not allowed to say it out loud because I don't want the G-man coming to my door, kicking me and dragging me into a hole somewhere and talking about how'd you know. But I know. Yeah. So just know that the world is full of people at positions in their job and in their workplace that cannot be trusted. The American way.
Apparently. Apple CEO Tim Cook is speaking out against Bloomberg about let me try that again, audience.
Bloomberger. I like a Bloomberger.
Apple CEO Tim Cook is speaking out against the Bloomberg report that Apple was the target of a hardware-based attack by the Chinese government. Quote, "There is no truth in their story about Apple. They need to do that right thing and retract it." End quote. Bloomberg is standing by the report.
Now, you did try to shut me down on this a couple weeks ago when I brought it up. I put it in the show list. You took it out of the show list. I brought it up. You told me allegedly. I said, really? You said allegedly. You tried to shut me down. And I'm sitting here with Bloomberg telling you I stand by this report. And this is real. And the fact that Tim Cook came out and asked for a retraction makes me double down on the fact that it was real because it knows it hurts their outlook and their bottom line. But I know China's out here spying on everything. You hear me, China? You hear me? Light, monitor, microphone. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I know you're spying on me.
I fully expect many more details to come out about this, and I'm excited because this might be one of those things that media, in particular news and news outlets, have a natural sense of boundary. Like once they cross that line, they get challenged and it has them retract into essentially good reporting, which is something we're severely lacking these days.
Yes, agreed.
I see this as one of those times where Bloomberg is pushing that envelope with information, and it's either going to come out that, yeah, they were right and we need to expand what we expect from our news, or they're wrong and we need to expect more from our news in how they report and how they investigate. But either way, this is not just going to come to a standstill. It's going to result in some sort of change, and either one of those changes I see is good.
I always feel like China is watching me, and I have no privacy.
Privacy's
the real thing is, how many other people have chips in their stuff? How do we protect ourselves against this?
We don't.
How do we stop them from spying on our companies and corporations and even our government? How?
We don't.
Exactly.
We don't. Once again, privacy is a lie. Just live your life like, you know what? If someone wants to know enough, they'll find a way, because there's too much money out there in the upper 1%, and there's too many ways that too many people have their hands in too many other things that you do every day. Like, just accept it.
Today is me and song. You remember that song, Live My Life Like It's Golden? I want to write a new song. Live my life like a stolen. Live my life like a stolen. They already stole my identity. I might as well go ahead and do what I'm going to do here on these webs. But I told you it was real. You tried to deny me. You tried to suppress me on this show and my show run.
We'll see. Google Plus is officially dead. Like, it's done. It's trash. To some folks' relief, mine, not yours, because you last week you were talking all about how you were. No, you weren't.
It says Google Plus and Google Hangouts are the same thing still, right? That's what we figured out, right?
No.
Is Hangouts dead too, or is it just Google Plus? And is Google Plus part of Hangouts?
You know what? If they change the studio, the Google YouTube studio thing one more damn time, I'm just going to say that they're all dead, because Google might be dead to me at that point. Morgan Knudsen, who actually worked on it for 8 months, is testifying by Twitter that you'll either have you laughing at silliness or crying in aggravation. This Twitter feed, this was amazing. This is one of the things that you put in the show notes that I didn't know anything about, and it turns out this was one of my favorite reads of the week. I will tell you that much.
Yes.
It starts with a post saying, now that Google Plus has been shuttered, I should air my dirty laundry on how awful the project and exec team was. I'm still pissed about the bait and switch they pulled by telling me I'd be working on Chrome, then putting me on this godforsaken piece of shit on day one. Ouch.
So this thing has a measly 4,000 retweets and 10,000 likes. But the thread is so epic and so awesome. I will link this in the show notes. I hope that anybody and everybody who cares about nerding out for a minute just goes through and reads this thing, because it is a pure delight of someone just saying, F this job, F this shenanigans. You pulled the wool over my eyes for this piece of, it's literally a bait and switch. It's a blind date. When you told me my blind date was Cindy Crawford and I show up and it's some troll named Marvin. I don't know what to compare it to. He gets into some dirt and some nitty gritty, and it's fun. It is fun. It is gossipy fun.
The thing that I like about it, he's using actual names with a few people that he wanted to protect, because they either didn't have a major impact on it, or they were good people caught in the same kind of pitfall that he was in. The overall thread is, I think I counted 208 posts long. Like, he wrote a damn book on Twitter. This is a Twitter book.
Yeah. And it's a telenovela.
Yeah, it's good. Like, there's so much good stuff in here. If you don't like language, don't go there, because he gets pretty loose-lipped and just saying how he feels and making sure that you know how displeased he was with the entire project. Wow. Like, this guy, he just needs to publish this as a miniature book and just put it out there, because it deserves to be bought.
And I wish that more people did this, because behind the scenes, some things like, what are they doing? Like, I watched a commercial the other day, and it's about a dad and a daughter looking for a place with a backyard so they can play in the backyard with the dog. The father and the daughter are standing behind a glass door, and they're showing homes with the dog running around in backyards. And I'm thinking to myself, if the dad is spending all this time to find a home for his daughter, shouldn't his daughter be out there in the yard running around with the dog instead of watching the dog with him through the glass window? Because he wanted a place for her to play with the dog. It's little simple things like that. Like, who sat in a room and made this decision? Right. You know what I mean? Like, the bravest monkey in the jungle and that H&M ad. You're like, who? You don't know one person with a tan to run this stuff by. And just seeing this is just to know that there's somebody in the room that was like, why did you do this to me? And why do we have this product? And this is why it's crap. And to say it out loud is a pure and utter delight. And again, I encourage everybody listening or watching to go read the thread if you're into nerdy gossip.
Yeah, and if you've ever wanted to work at a big tech company like most of us geeks have at one point in our life or another, this will either convince you that, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun, or I'm glad that didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
Yeah, this is definitely a condom conversation. Makes you want to use protection before you dive headfirst into a bad situation.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring it in a little bit. A somber note. Finally, we close this week with the passing of Microsoft co-founder, philanthropist, and Seattle sports team owner Paul Allen. The 65-year-old died Monday of complications of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. This is one of the stories that. Maybe it's because I'm forced to recognize my own mortality. I know you're superhuman and you're never going to die and stuff. But for those of us normal people, like, he's not that much older than me. And man, for something like that to happen to a person that kind of literally has all the money in the frickin' world, and he still couldn't pass this cancer thing, man. It sucks, dude.
This is why, okay, first of all, rest in peace. Very sad thing. Fully understand that. And everyone knows that I have that feeling in my heart. Now I continue on. This is how you know Illuminati ain't real. if this man couldn't beat cancer with all the money in the world, like all the money in the world, he couldn't. It's the same thing with Steve Jobs. You're like, dude, this is how you know stuff's not real, because for all the things like, oh, if rich people get all the best medicine. Yo, it's shocking to me that he could die at the age of 65. My father passed away at the age of 57, 58. He had a stroke. I thought that was extremely young, but he was a moderate dude, average money, average healthcare. But this dude literally had every option available to him, and he still checks out on us at 65 years old, and it's sad, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, with an estimated net worth of $20 billion, if he couldn't buy his way out of cancer, there's no hope for the average Joe like us. On the flip side, similar to how Bill Gates has handled his fortunes, he gave a ton of money to a lot of valuable charities. In fact, some of the money he gave was to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is doing amazing stuff in Africa with AIDS research and education plans and things like that. This is a sad note. On the other hand, I'm also a 49ers fan, so maybe the Seahawks will take a couple years to recover. I mean,
well, the Seahawks are already taking a couple years recovery. They were already suffering from a cancer long before he was. It's horrible to say. That's
yeah. And on that,
I'm sorry, listener. Don't hate me. I'm sorry.
If they want to hate you, we're gonna go.
Because when you don't know the person, like I've known of this man for a good 20 plus years, right? You know what I mean? Like just being a kid and getting at computers, like I know the name. You know the Bill Gates, you know the name. So it's weird to me, like when he died, I don't ever get emotional about people I don't know, whether stars, famous, like Prince almost got me a little upset because I sung his song so much. This is just like, wow. Like to me, this guy's like 30 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it is very saddening, and best wishes to his family and all that good jazz.
Yeah. Yeah. So if people want to send you the hate for all the fun things you just said about a dead man, where can they go?
At Ethan Kane on Twitter, where you can tweet me about that if you have any problems. You can email me at FYIA@IQMZ.com. That's FU in advance before you even send a message. I've already told you FU, so I told you first. But I'm on the internet at ODoctor. You know where to find me. Where can they find you at? What's your Twitter?
Definitely not at Ethan Kane, because I'm not trying to get your hate. But seriously, yeah, if you really want to talk to me and tell me that I produced the show like crap or that the stories should be better. Well, the stories are all his fault. The production is mine. So tweet me at Ethan Kane with all your Odocta hate, and I'll be sure to forward it on to him. Hey, man, that's another week down of the biggest news in tech.
We killed it. We're out. Later.
Probably not the right words to use.
Dang it.